Hi everyone, welcome back to Stand Model Railway. Mark here again. Today's video is all about building the mimic panel for the new extension, and that is on the station side of the new extension for the layout, and wiring the isolators in, and finally testing the track at last. Yep, I've managed to get it all wired, all wired in, and all the isolators all wired up to the switches. So the layout is now ready for testing, so you'll see some of that at the end of the video. But just before we start, I'd just like to also thank all my subscribers, both old and new ones, especially new ones just joined. Thanks for joining me. I do hope you continue to both watch the channel and leave a few comments and introduce yourselves, and obviously don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you at the end. So as you may remember, in the last video I mentioned that this point here I was going to do experiments with originally, because obviously I was using new Pico Unifrog point there, which was very similar, well, in fact it is the same size as the set track point what I've got there, that's the ST244. The Unifrog point is Pico U SL-U76. Unfortunately, I tried several experiments with cutting the wires underneath. In fact, I've done that on two different Unifrog points. The one I originally had in there, on the spare one I brought, I tested them. Initially I tested it off the layout, and I wasn't getting anywhere with isolating off, and I realised it's because I got a power feed down this end of the track to enable me to get into the siding there for engines. So I changed my mind, because I went back to a Pico ST-244 right hand set track curve turnout, because even when I cut the wires and tried the Unifrog point separately, I still wasn't getting any isolation. So to make it easier, I've just changed this today to the set track point, and obviously the springs in there is brand new, so it changes a lot better. But all I've also done, I put an isolator and joint in there where I've got a wire in, so that then stops movement on the goods both this side, and obviously I've got one down that end to stop movement in the goods side in itself. So now I'm not getting the movements in here when I don't want them, because obviously as soon as I changed the Unifrog point, set track point is acting as an isolating anyway, so everything basically is now getting isolated if I set the points right so I want it. Now, as you can see, the other thing I've been working on here is a mimic panel. This is so that when I wire up, eventually convert the points to be motorised points, so they are operating points. I've got somewhere to put the switches. Obviously that's my attempt at a line diagram on there. So obviously you've got the main line there coming along, and then it obviously diverges off to random, which goes to the fiddle yard, and then obviously this is the basic line diagram to come round to the new station area and good siding there. So obviously that represents good siding, that's a platform, that's the run around loop, and that's obviously the engine shed. I've pre-drilled some 6mm holes in there for the switches, so obviously the point switches will go in there, then the momentary action switches, sorry, they'll go in there, as well as the isolating joints, which have got the holes in for them as well, so I can wire them in. Obviously this is not the prettiest or the neatest job. I did actually draw it out a bit neater in pencil originally, and then I went over it in marker pen, but the marker pen wasn't thick enough, so I've gone over it with some Humbrol, I think it's number 33 black enamel matte paint. Unfortunately I'm not the neatest painter and the lines are not very neat, but this isn't a professional standard layout by any means. It's not going to go to exhibitions, or at least I don't think it'll ever go to exhibitions. So I'm quite happy with it for now. Yes, I could have printed it off and laminated it, but one, I haven't got a laminator, and two, it's still hard drawing this on the computer and getting it the right size. If anyone did want to draw me a neater one, they can. Basically, this is just a sheet of ply. Well, it wasn't a sheet of ply, it's cut out of a sheet of ply, 3mm ply. And obviously I've given it a good coating over with some Humbrol white acrylic spray, and obviously I did the line diagram on top. But if anyone wanted to do it out of an acrylic panel for me, or even do it out of a ply, but you know, so it's printed on with some paper and that was laminated, by all means go ahead. Get in contact with me via my Facebook, the Stanhover Model Railway Facebook page, or if you know me personally, my personal Facebook page, or email stanhovermodelrailway@hotmail.com, and I'll be most grateful. But as I say, for now it's going to stay like that. So moving on again, and a while later, in fact probably more than a few days later, but yeah, I finally got the isolated switches and wires wired in around the isolator. So obviously you got the main one done there, the branch line one done there, that's the main point. And then if you move along slowly, I've got the one there for the good siding, which goes to good siding on the branch line, that's done. And we move along to here, and obviously you've got one separate one in a good siding as well, so that I can have two engines in here. Not that you're really going to, because most of the time for the goods, but it might be empty, but yeah, it gives me the option there. And then finally, obviously we got the one, those two there, that's done for the engine shed. That'll be or engine road, probably be an engine shed there, so that's all done. You have to excuse any gaps in the track with no sleepers. Obviously I will fill them in later, but I need to do some testing on the track now as well. I'll show you that in a bit, but I'll just show you some wiring underneath, if you bear with me. Right, so we're now underneath the baseboards. Hopefully you can see this. There's a bit of light coming from windows, so it might be a bit slow in the back, but I apologise for that. But yeah, so we'll see there, got some isolating wires in there. Again, they're all labelled up with a label printer, and I've tied it up with some cable clips. I got these from railwayscenics.com for a very good price, and the gentleman is very helpful and friendly. And so the reason for this ties all the wire up, so they're all wired in. And then as you can see, I've got some more there. They're labelled in and labelled up as well, and they're wired in. More cable clips, is all tidy. And then we come around here to, now to get over the join. What I've used is a 9-pin DIN plug. In fact, well, they're separate fittings. They're panel fitting ones, so you get the male and the female. Again, ordered from Railway Scenics, and the hood covers was ordered from there as well. Wires are all labelled up, so this was the easiest way to do it, rather than use the pin-book terminal connectors like I have before. And D-sub connector was easy to use, although it was interesting soldering it, because obviously it's quite small, but I managed quite well. So I would say that covers the joint. Obviously go there, and then oh, bang my head. Go to the other side. Obviously that's the D-sub connector there, and all the isolator wires. They go up again. They're all labelled. Go up, then go up to that terminal block there. Go through the hole, labelled there, and then obviously you can see underneath they go into the single pole double throw on-off switches. You go into there, the toggle switches that is, all labelled up. Apart from, I haven't been able to label up the good siding one, which I think is in there. I've only got one labelled out, and the engine shed one there. That's not labelled either. That's basically due to the fact that I've run out of the tape what you print the labels on. I think I've run out, so I've had to order some more of that. Hopefully that will turn up tomorrow, or it should do. So yeah, I can't print them all, but so as soon as they turn up, I'll put a new tape one reel in, and I'll be able to print some more labels. And moving obviously back onto the top of the board now. Obviously this is the new mimic panel or control panel. As you can see, it's got the switches in for the isolators. covered with yellow toggle toppers, so I know they're isolators. I did make a boo-boo when I was drilling the holes out and put that one there and that one there. Get a bit closer, yes, that's those two. I had to fill in with some fill and let it dry and then go back over them because they were too close together, so the switches couldn't go in. But yeah, so they're all in. Obviously the other holes, what are in there now, are for the switches, momentary switches for the point motors when I eventually get around to motorising the points, but obviously I want to do all my testing, or more testing first. And I draw a pencil line there for the platform. I'm going to paint that in as a solid block, so that will fit to make out the platform and try and make it look a bit neater again. So yeah, that's all done. So all I need to do now is some testing. I do hope you enjoyed today's video, everyone. As you can see, I've finally made some progress with the wiring. Now getting on, now testing, so I can now run trains again at last. Obviously there is some more testing to do to make sure some more of my different stock runs. I haven't won any range yet, I've just won the coaches, so I'm going to do that, but more of that in another video. In the meantime, so I'd just like to thank all my subscribers, especially the new ones who join me. If you are watching this video and you're new to the channel and you like what you see, if you haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button and also the like button if you like the video. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.